Alright guys, we are filling up here, and there's the mileage, 311,301, and we're also going to reset the trip and fill it all the way up. See what kind of mileage we get in this 2,000 horsepower fuel system. You know, just out here at our local fuel station, just filling it up. A little dirty, but we'll make it. We have our full fuel. Of course, we want a receipt because it's a write-off. And hope you guys enjoyed a good Thanksgiving with your family. We're gonna hit the road. We are headed to Bronxton, Kentucky, and let's get there. So everyone's always curious how this thing drives, like road trips and stuff, and you know, do I actually daily drive it, yada yada. So I'll be honest, ever since we got it painted, I don't drive it as much as I used to. The paint and stuff was kind of expensive, and I don't want to tear it up, even though I sled pull it all the time, but I don't know. So no, I don't drive this as much as I used to, but I still drive it quite a bit. It's just one of those, like, I let this thing warm all the way up before I beat on it and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of a hassle, I guess, with that. But the more I think about it, really, I let all my trucks warm up. This one just doesn't have remote start, so maybe I'd use it more if it had the remote start feature. But we're cruising through eastern Tennessee right now, Interstate 81, and we're just going about 75. I'll let you guys take a look at all the gauges here. We got, it's making about 4 or 5 pounds of boost, about 1 pound interstage. Lift pump pressure's hanging out at 15, 16. EGTs are right at about 700. And so far we're almost 50 miles in. I reset the odometer, and I mean, everything's looking good. And this is how it goes down the road. Like, clean, just the way it should be. At night in the headlights, I can kind of see haze, but honestly, like, I almost wonder if it's more heat than anything. But yeah, I mean, it's not like we can't see out of this window or this windshield or anything like that. It just drives good. It's got a nice radio in it, and we just jam, guys. We just put her in the old 3rd gear, overdrive, lock up, and let her have fun. And yeah, we're gonna get to Zach's here pretty soon, but I'm not sure what this video will turn into, but I kind of just really wanted to show you guys that I take a lot of flack sometimes, I feel like, for this being a competition use only truck, and albeit it is very modified, but just because it's modified doesn't mean that you can't use it like a regular truck. Now obviously I'm not going to tow a 40,000 pound 2-stack trailer with this truck. I don't have the airbags, and it's a 2500 anyway. But you can tow enclosed trailers with it, boats, jet skis, stuff like that. You could do a 500-mile road trip. And really the only thing I brought is what I always bring with 5.9s, which is spare injection lines and a 3/4 wrench. I've had that happen to me enough now. Any 5.9 truck I own, I just carry a full set, and the tools to change it just kind of goes with the territory. Makes me feel better. And then obviously I always bring some coolant, engine oil, transmission fluid, but I even have that stuff in my 15. It's just kind of always being prepared, so to speak. But yeah, I'll give it to you guys. This is highly modified, but when you select parts that work well together in an application that suits them well, it works good. I mean, this turbo setup at 2,000 RPM, 5 to 6 pounds of boost, that's pretty good. I bet you a stock turbo would probably be 10 to 11. A big single turbo would probably be right there, 5 to 6 pounds of boost. So we really haven't degraded much of the drivability. And the converter stall in this, most people don't believe. It's a 2,000 plus 250 is what Phil calls it. So it's a 2250 stall converter. And This is why I kept the factory fan clutch, and I have the factory trans cooler, and so many factory components on this, is so that way when I want to drive it to Kentucky and back, or to Ohio and back, or Indiana and back, like, it still functions well. It still has air conditioning and heat, the stereo, all that stuff, like, and it works the way it should. And it's not super loud. With the single turbo, it was pretty annoying. With the compounds, it's really not that bad. The hood stack, I don't know. I mean, I technically think it's illegal, but kind of a gray area, because I did keep this truck plated in Utah just because, I don't know, it just reminds me of, I guess, Utah there. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna turn the radio back on. We're gonna keep going. I am gonna show you when we stop for fuel. I promise. No funny business with the trip, the nothing. We'll just see how good this fuel mileage is on this big fuel system. Alright guys, we are currently on the east side of, or west side, pardon me, of Rocky Top. No issues, obviously. Made it over that just fine. We are at 175 miles in the trip. We got about, I think it's like 60 more to go. We're sitting at between 3 liters and a half a tank. Well guys, we made it 239.8 miles. So we're gonna go hang out for the weekend, and maybe we'll film a little bit for you guys. But all right guys, we are here at the fuel station, 243 miles. And let's go ahead and oof, these feel a little pricey out here. Let's go ahead and swipe the card. Come on. All right, buddy. Put our hot shot secret in, and now let's let her fill up a little bit, and we'll see the damage here. Hopefully at least got 15, 16. Be cool to get closer to 20, but I just don't see it. So we'll pick this up as soon as it clicks off. All right, guys. 10.8.
Get on Frosty time with
That's right. 10.8. So I'm gonna do some math on my phone, but 10.8, 243. Let's take a look. 243 miles, 10.8 gallons comes out to 22.5 miles per gallon in a 2,000 horsepower capable setup. Obviously, we're not running it on Tune 5 going down the highway, but that just goes to show you that you can actually get decent fuel mileage in these. I would honestly say that's pretty high up there. We were going 75. Basically, I went 5 over everywhere. So some 75, some 70, 65, 60, you get it. All of that was mostly highway. There was a couple of times we got on and off, but that is mostly, I'd say, 98% highway mileage. So I'm really happy. Now let's get to work on that engine. All right, guys, so the mission this weekend is that 12 valve there,
We're gonna reseal it. And currently we're just kind of cleaning parts. We're gonna put it on an engine stand here, put it all back together. But you know how these 12 valves are. There's about, I don't know, 40 years of crust, neglect, and poverty that we gotta clean off, and we'll get it ready to go. We got the cam pulled out, and Zach's degreasing the front case. I got all the block surfaces cleaned up, and we'll get this whole girl put back together for him. Okay, so we got the oil pan, rear main, front case, cam back in. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the P-pump on, and then the head gasket. It's a firing gasket, all on the head obviously, but we got it all cleaned up, ready to go, and should be moving right along. We got fresh cylinder head dowels. Cylinder heads right there, new performance. Look at that Beans tappet cover, actually a pretty nice unit. Okay, so you guys saw us torque the head down, and now we're moving on to timing. So all I did was I got the factory pin exposed right there. Maybe you guys can see it, maybe you can't. And then I have the engine at TDC. So we know we're at 12.5 degrees, and Zach's little project he's got here for this truck going back together, he wants about 18. So we're gonna take our PDD timing wheel, set a little indicator, and to advance engine timing or advance pump timing, you retard the engine. So we'll turn the engine backwards. 18 minus 12.5 leaves you with 5.5. So we're gonna rotate the engine counterclockwise 5.5 degrees. From there, we'll slide the pump gear on, torque the pump gear down. Remember to make sure this is nice and clean. The pump gear is nice and clean. A little bit of Loctite on the shaft doesn't hurt. And then I'm pretty sure there's a torque spec somewhere, but Milwaukee level 3 seems to work out just fine. So guys, we got it all done. Once you get done torquing this down, you're gonna go ahead, just make sure the flag is still in the side of the pump here, and you wanna make sure that the degree wheel did not move there, and you're done. I just marked the teeth and I marked the shaft and the gear to make sure that as I'm torquing that nut down, it doesn't spin on me. But we are good. This one's got about 18.5 degrees in it. Should start, run. That seems to be where these stock-ish motors run the best. And hopefully whatever project Zach decides to stick this in, it'll do them good. From here, take the fluid damper off, all of our 10 mil bolts off that we had just putting pressure on the case, slip the front cover on, And that'll do it for this weekend segment of stuff I didn't want to do but got talked into doing. All right, guys, oil cooler on. We got the front Hoover on, and she is now ready for late aerosol overhaul. I think Zach said he's gonna put some billet freeze plugs in this project of his, but this is where, you know, I've done my part. Zach, anything you'd like to say?
Not particularly.
Hunter? Okay. All right, so we got her all finished up. You know what they say, guys, a little aerosol overhaul, some billet freeze plugs, fresh oil filter, got the fluid damper on there. We still gotta put the oil fill there, and everything's done. Torque Tech overflow. I'll tell you what, give me a little bit of black spray paint. Looks like a race motor, doesn't it, Zach?
Yep.
Race tractor.
Race tractor.
And that'll be it for this weekend, guys.
Well, guys, we are on our way home, just kind of cruising. I saw a lot of interesting feedback on my Facebook post I made about this fuel mileage, due to not driving the truck as much. I'm probably not gonna fill it up on when we get back, but just for reference, we're at 140 miles, still above 3/4 of a tank. And yeah, this is kind of how I drive. 75 miles per hour in a 70. I mean, I'm not like a speed demon. Hard to tell at night, but again, guys, it's stupid clean for what this horsepower is, and I just wanted to at least document in this video that we did drive the truck home under its own power, and I will close this out, update you guys when we get home. But this is kind of how it goes down the road. Super chill, radio going, and you know, like I said, not sure the legality of a hood stack, but I feel like with this truck running as clean as it is and the hood stack being so flush to the hood, we kind of just let it go. So I'm gonna keep on driving. Got about another 100 miles to go, and we should wrap up this road trip.
Person would I be if we didn't give you all the sauce? We made it home. It's pretty cold, but 500-mile round trip ain't too bad. Made it, no issues, no stopping, no braking, nothing. Reliable. That's gonna be a wrap on this video. 500 miles, no issues, very, very good fuel mileage, very, very street friendly, and can still rip a, I don't know, 2 out of 10 burnout on the way home. It was nice to see Zach again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving with your families. It is very cold out here, so I apologize for all the condensation here, but yeah, got that 12-valve motor built for him, and hopefully whatever project he decides to do with it, it suits him well. As always, guys, like this video, drop a comment down below, subscribe if you are not already, and as always, I'll catch y'all on the next one.